Picture this. You are gliding through airport security when a TSA agent suddenly stops you. Your trusted carry-on is now too big, and seconds later it is tagged for check-in. Stress replaces takeoff. That is the reality thousands will face in 2026 as airlines roll out strict new carry-on rules. Size, weight, batteries, everything is changing, and most travelers have no idea. This is not a small update. It is a full reset of how you pack and what airports allow. Miss one rule, and you could lose your bag, your time, or hundreds in fees. So, before your next flight, listen closely. These new rules will determine whether you breeze through security or get stopped cold at the gate. Let's start with the one change that is catching almost everyone off guard: standardized carry-on dimensions. After years of confusion, with each airline having its own rule and chaos, 2026 is bringing one global standard: 22 by 14 by 9 inches, 56 by 36 by 23 centimeters for the metric crowd. Finally, some consistency, or so we thought. Here is the twist. That measurement now includes absolutely everything: the handles, the wheels, the bulging outer pockets. If it sticks out, it counts. No more pretending those few extra inches do not exist. The days of saying it will squeeze into the overhead bin are officially over. And here is where it gets ugly. Over 60% of popular carry-on bags currently on the market already fail this new rule. That bag you have trusted for years might not pass the 2026 test. You will not find out until you are standing at the gate under the cold stare of a digital scanner. Yes, scanners. Airlines are upgrading those metal bag sizers with sensor-equipped frames that detect even tiny size violations. Some airports are even testing automated bag scanners at boarding lines that instantly flag oversized luggage before you even step up. Imagine your bag glowing red on a screen while everyone behind you watches. The fix: measure your bag right now. Grab a tape measure and include the wheels, handles, and anything that sticks out. If you are even an inch over, prepare for fees between $35 and $100, depending on airline and destination. Want to stay safe? Look for luggage labeled 2026 carry-on compliant or guaranteed cabin approved. Many brands are already releasing updated designs, and you do not need to spend a fortune. Compliance matters more than logos, because at the end of the day, the most expensive luggage is the one you are forced to check. Getting serious. If you thought the new size limits were tough, brace yourself, because 2026 is also the year airlines stop pretending weight limits are guidelines. From now on, they are strictly enforced. Most major carriers are setting the carry-on cap between 8 and 10 kilograms, or roughly 17 to 22 pounds. Sounds reasonable, right? Until you realize your laptop, a pair of sneakers, and a toiletry kit can already push you over that line. And here is the kicker. Airlines are not trusting your honesty anymore. They are installing built-in scales at self-check-in kiosks and bag drop counters that automatically weigh your carry-on as you check in. If it is over the limit, the system flags you before you even get your boarding pass. Some carriers are going further, placing weigh-in stations at the gate too. Picture it. You have cleared security, grabbed a coffee, and are waiting to board. Then, your name is called and you are told to put your bag on the scale in front of everyone. If it is overweight, you will either repack on the spot, pay a surprise fee, or worse, hand it over to be gate checked. Here is the simple truth. Airlines are turning weight into profit. Every extra kilogram means less efficiency, more fuel cost, and another excuse to charge you. The fix? Buy a small luggage scale. They cost as little as €10 and can save you hundreds in overweight fees. Weigh your bag before you leave home. If it is close to the limit, shift weight by wearing your heaviest items: shoes, jacket, jeans, anything to shift weight off the scale. Frequent flyers swear by this rule. If you will not use it 3 times, do not pack it. Efficient packing is not about bringing everything you might need. It is about traveling light, smart, and ready for anything. Because in 2026, the lighter your bag, the smoother your trip. Rule 3. Personal item regulations tighten. Next up, and this one is catching travelers off guard, personal items are getting downsized. Your second bag, whether it is a purse, laptop case, or small backpack, must now fully fit under the seat in front of you. No half squeezing, no corners sticking out. The official new limit is 18 by 14 by 8 inches, or 45 by 35 by 20 centimeters. Why the sudden crackdown? Because too many people were pushing the limits, bringing what were basically 2 carry-ons and calling one a personal item. Airlines noticed. In 2026, they are saying enough. Here is where things get tricky. Under-seat space is not the same on every plane. On regional jets, it is tiny, barely enough for a laptop bag. On wide-body international flights, you might get lucky with extra space, but the new rule does not care what aircraft you are on. If your bag does not fit completely under the seat, you will have to check it. Period. So, what is the smart move? Go soft-sided. Rigid bags are a gamble. Flexible ones can compress to fit almost anywhere. Look for bags with smart compartments, ones that organize your essentials without bulging out like a balloon. And here is an insider strategy few travelers think about. Keep your irreplaceable items, medication, travel documents, expensive gadgets in your personal bag, not your carry-on. Because if overhead bins fill up and you are forced to gate check your main bag, your personal item stays with you. Airlines are betting you will overlook this rule until it is too late. Smart travelers, the ones who adapt early, will not get caught in that trap. Rule 4. Liquid rules. Evolution. Finally, some good news. At least partially. The notorious 311 liquid rule that has frustrated travelers for nearly 2 decades is starting to fade away. Thanks to new CT scanning technology, some airports are now allowing full-size liquids in your carry-on. No more juggling tiny bottles or cramming shampoo into those flimsy plastic bags. Sounds amazing, right? Well, not so fast. The rollout is painfully inconsistent. Big international hubs in the United States and abroad are already using upgraded scanners, but many smaller airports are still years behind. That means you could fly out of one airport that allows full-size liquids, then connect through another that does not, and suddenly your favorite lotion or perfume ends up in the trash. That's why the 2026 Traveler's Golden Rule is this: pack defensively. Keep your liquids in a clear, accessible pouch near the top of your bag. If your departure airport uses new scanners, great, you'll breeze through. If not, and you do not pull the pouch out, boom, you're delayed. Unpacking everything. And here's a clever workaround most frequent flyers swear by. Switch to solid alternatives. Solid deodorant, shampoo bars, even solid perfume. None of these count toward your liquid limit, and they'll save you from endless repacking nightmares. Before every trip, check your airport's website for scanner status. Most major airports now list whether they support full-size liquids. The difference between a smooth morning and a TSA meltdown could be one click away. Because in 2026, the smartest traveler is not the one who packs light, it's the one who packs strategically. This is where 2026 quietly punishes the unprepared. Your electronics and power banks are under new scrutiny. Security is no longer just checking what you carry, but whether your devices are actually alive. If a phone, tablet, or laptop cannot power on when asked by an officer, it is treated as suspicious, and it does not go through. No battery, no boarding for that device. Simple as that. Power banks are even more dangerous territory for clueless travelers. The only number that matters now is watt-hours. Under 100 watt-hours, you are fine. Between 100 and 160 watt-hours, you need airline approval. Cross 160 watt-hours, and that battery is completely banned from passenger aircraft. Most people have never checked that label, never done the math, and they find out the hard way at the checkpoint. A 20,000 milliamp hour power bank at 3.7 volts is around 74 watt-hours, safe. But push higher without knowing, and suddenly it is being pulled out of your bag while everyone watches. On top of that, airlines are capping how many battery-powered devices you drag on board. 15 to 20 sounds generous until you count phone, laptop, tablet, earbuds, smartwatch, camera, e-reader, power bank, electric toothbrush, maybe more. In 2026, that tech-heavy traveler look is exactly what gets you flagged. Smart travelers adapt. They charge everything the night before. They keep the power bank and cables near the top of the bag, ready to show. They snap a quick photo of each device's battery specs, so if questioned, they have proof in seconds instead of arguing at the belt. The careless ones watch expensive gear get confiscated because they did not know. If your devices are dead and your specs are a mystery, security will not be on your side. In 2026, power is proof. And if you cannot turn it on, you should never have brought it. If you have one of those sleek, smart suitcases with built-in chargers or tracking systems, pay attention, because in 2026 they are on the chopping block. Unless they meet one critical condition, the battery must be removable. This rule did not appear out of nowhere. Airlines have had a growing problem with lithium-ion batteries catching fire mid-flight. In fact, several high-profile incidents in recent years were traced back to smart luggage that could not be powered down. That is why the new standard is brutally simple. If the battery cannot come out, the bag cannot come aboard. Here is the twist most travelers miss. Even if your bag looks compliant, security can still pull you aside if you cannot demonstrate that the battery actually detaches. You will be asked to remove it on the spot. If it is welded inside, you will have no choice but to leave the bag or check it empty. And that is an expensive mistake to learn the hard way. Manufacturers have already started adapting. You will now see new labels: TSA approved removable power system or airline safe battery design. The best ones allow you to pop out the battery with a single press and carry it separately in your hand luggage. Some even include retrofit kits for older models, but not all bags can be upgraded. Here is what seasoned travelers are already doing. Before every flight, they charge the battery to at least half, keep the removal slot clean, and test the power button in front of security. They treat it like showing ID, quick and calm, no questions asked. Because in 2026, the smartest thing about your smart bag is not its tech. It is whether you can remove the power before it burns your trip. And now for the final battle. The overhead bin war is real. In 2026, that cramped space above your seat has become the most fought over real estate in the sky. Airlines are squeezing in more seats, cutting turnaround times, and packing flights to capacity. The result is fewer open bins, more angry passengers, and a growing list of priority boarding upsells that quietly force economy travelers to pay just to secure overhead space. Basic economy tickets are now the last to board, which often means your bag will not even make it inside the cabin. So picture this. You arrive early, past security, and think you are safe. But when boarding finally begins, you watch the bins fill up row by row. By the time your group is called, there is no space left, and a flight attendant tags your bag for gate check. Your carefully packed carry-on disappears down the jet bridge, maybe arriving dented, maybe arriving late. There is a strategy to beat this system, and the pros are already using it. First, board as soon as your group is called. Do not linger at the coffee stand. Every minute counts. Second, Travel with an underseat bag that holds your essentials, passport, laptop, medications, and valuables. If your main bag is forced to the hold, you will still have what matters most. And here is a subtle trick airlines do not tell you. If you are flying with someone, coordinate your packing. Instead of both bringing full carry-ons, share one and each bring a personal item. It reduces your overhead footprint and doubles your chance of keeping the important bag on board. By 2026, overhead space is not just a convenience. It is a privilege. The prepared traveler wins it quietly while everyone else argues in the aisle. Here is the truth. These 2026 carry-on rules are not small updates. They are a total reset of how we travel. Size, weight, liquids, batteries. Every detail now matters. Ignore them, and you will lose time, money, or your bag before you even board. But smart travelers do stay ahead. Measure your luggage now, not at the gate. Weigh it before you leave. Keep your electronics charged, liquids organized, and always check your airline's policy before every trip. A few minutes of prep can save you hours of frustration. Airports are evolving fast. Scanners, sensors, automation, and confusion will only grow. But while most passengers panic, you already know what is coming. Which of these new rules shocked you the most? Drop your answer below. I read every story. And if this helped you stay ready for 2026, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because the next wave of airport changes is already in motion.